to welcome our elected officials, our donors, members, partners, community members, and thank you for being with us as we celebrate the start of this long-awaited West End Arts Campus project. It will connect our buildings, improve access, create opportunities for audiences to engage in visual and performing arts, history, science, and culture all in one place. The project is made possible by New York State's Downtown Revitalization Initiative for the City of Auburn. In 2018, now Mayor Jimmy Genentino and City Clerk Chuck Mason met with the directors of the Historic and Cultural Sites Commission and encouraged us to submit proposals for the DRI process. We had often talked with the Cayuga Museum staff about the advantages of a shared and connected site plan. I remember well pitching the idea of an arts campus at a meeting here at the Arts Center, probably in 2018, I would imagine. To understand the need for improving accessibility at our sites, one only has to think of the challenge of walking from the front door of the Schweinfurth to the front door of the Carriage House Theater by crossing over the lawn, rough lawn, and down the hill to the back of the property, or parking in our parking lot and having to walk up an icy driveway to get to the front door. The idea for creating a joint site plan took off. We were selected as Auburn's top-funded DRI project. The pandemic slowed us down, but we are here today to finally get this project going. We want to thank the Governor and New York State Homes and Community Renewal Agency for their support and for guiding us through this process. Thank you to the staff of the City of Auburn, especially Christina Selvig, for their work on the DRI application, and the many community members who participated in the selection process. Special thanks to our project team, Richard Osgood from Barrow Architecture, Steve Britska from EDR, Tim Huber and Rob Swedenowski from Rich & Gardner Construction, and our construction manager, Sarah Hayes from Hayes Strategy. Finally, I want to thank our partner, the Cayuga Museum of History and Art, for sharing our vision for the West End Arts Campus. Let me introduce Kirsten Gosch of the Cayuga Museum of History and Art, and our neighbor.
Well, thank you, Donna. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Thank you for coming. This really is truly such a big day, and I'm so glad that it's finally here. So why are we here today? For a little history, which if anyone knows me, I always do a little history lesson. This project is a continuation of what was started back in 1932 when a group of artists began discussing the need for an art center in Auburn. 3 years later, they found a hole in the building right next to us when Theodore Case gifted his family mansion to be adapted as a museum. In May of 1936, the Cayuga Museum of History and Art was granted a provisional charter, and Walter Long was appointed the first director. Long led the museum for 50 years, establishing it as a cultural anchor for the community. The interests of the founders and Walter Long were reflected in the mission of the museum, which were rooted in art exhibition and instruction, but was also split between history, music, and children's programming, with vast community participation and support. After Case donated the rest of the property, the mission later expanded to include science with the addition of the Case Research Laboratory. Though the Cayuga Museum scaled back on the art instruction once the Schweinfurth Art Center was established, we have maintained the original mission for 88 years. The addition of the Art Center, it expanded the founder's vision, and creating the West End Arts Campus to combine the grounds of the two institutions is a culmination of what was originally intended and what I love most about this place. We have something for everyone here: art, history, science, and more. I'll end here with a quote from a 1961 report that feels particularly relevant today. The first quarter century of the Cayuga Museum has been a period of remarkable growth and achievement. Professor Long's vision, devotion, enthusiasm, and energy, backed by the fine support not only of the trustees, but also of the citizens of the entire county who feel that it is their museum, have made it an indispensable part of the community. broaden and grow with the years.
As I was thinking about how monumental this project is for the Arts Center and what it means for our plans for the future, it occurred to me that 43 years ago, on May 17th, 1981, the Arts Center first opened its galleries to the public. May is also the month of the Cayuga Museum being first chartered, so May is an important month for our two institutions, and we're glad to be maintaining that tradition of new beginnings. As many of you know, the money for the Arts Center came from a trust set up by Julius Schweinfurth. He was born in Auburn and went on to have a successful career as an architect in Boston. As stipulated in his will, he wanted the Arts Center to be a place for public enjoyment of the arts, and particular attention to be paid to those exhibiting a special talent for art in any form and who intended to follow it as a life work. He valued the work of artists, and we have always honored that commitment by supporting artists at the Schweinfurth. But these days we also view connecting artists with community as a vital part of our mission. Our plans for the West End Art Campus not only improve accessibility, they provide places and opportunities for more flexible community engagement. Our vision for the future includes hosting music and live art making on this front art plaza, outdoor classes on the expanded plaza in the back of the building, special events in the parking lot, or drawing or sketching under the ginkgo tree. Imagine bands, arts and crafts, performances, food trucks, a festival throughout the campus. Our goal, our vision is that the West End Arts Campus will be a special place that brings together artists, families, community, all people to experience history, art, science, and culture. Of course, none of this would be possible without artists and the leadership of dedicated board members. The Schweinfurth is fortunate to be led by Ann Clark, an artist, teacher, and Dean Emeritus of the Syracuse University School for Visual and Performing Arts. Ann?
Thank you, Donna. Welcome, everyone. The vision Donna describes is a concept known as creative placemaking. It is a concept in planning and community development work that integrates art, culture, and design in ways that strengthen communities. It requires partnership, engages the community, involves artists, designers, and helps to advance economic or social change. Through the partnership between the Schweinfurth and the Cayuga Museum, with funding from public and private sources, and the involvement of artists of all kinds, we have the opportunity to strengthen the community by injecting new energy and enthusiasm in the West End. Arts events, exhibits, education programs can all be a catalyst for positive change. We are grateful, deeply grateful, for the countless board members, staff, volunteers, donors, and elected officials who helped us throughout the development of this project, and we look forward to a very, very exciting future. Thank you all for being here.
So I'd like to welcome Mayor Jimmy Genentino, who is a person who has been very involved with these organizations for a long time.
Councilor Cuddy's in charge of the street sweeper, so I'll let him know how this goes. Good morning, everyone. I'm very excited to be here today, both in my capacity as mayor and as a former board member of the Cayuga Museum of History and Art. As we break ground on the West End Arts Campus, I cannot stress enough how important this project is, not only to these two institutions, but the city of Auburn as a whole. It is part of the Downtown Revitalization Initiative. I would like to note that we applied in 2016, we weren't chosen. We applied in 2017, we weren't chosen. The third time was a charm. And while we were frustrated those first two times, I think ultimately us having to revisit this 3 times made this plan a better plan. And the West End Arts Campus is a major component of that. We felt it would accomplish 3 goals. First, it would preserve and promote the arts in Auburn, building upon the great work that these two institutions have done for decades. Second, it would further complement the growth we were experiencing in downtown Auburn. And third, it would serve as a catalyst to expand that growth and prosperity to the west end of town. In one of the many meetings that we attended, Dan Souls, a local businessman and developer, he was very passionate about the fact that the west end of Auburn was ripe for development, but we had to figure out a way to tie downtown to the west end. And I really believe that this project can do that. I want to acknowledge some of our partners. First, New York State. Without the Downtown Revitalization Initiative, I don't think we'd be standing here today. Governor Kathy Hochul was the lieutenant governor at the time. She's been a strong advocate and supporter of Auburn. She's been here multiple times to check on our progress with the DRI. She has a representative here today, Tracy DeGenova. I want to thank the governor for her continued support. Second, the federal government. Recognizing the tremendous financial impact that the COVID pandemic had on communities across this country, Congress passed and President Joe Biden signed into law the American Rescue Act of 2021. It was through our allocation of ARPA funding that the city of Auburn was able to allocate $1.25 million to our historical and cultural sites. $500,000 of that money is coming to this project. Without that, I don't know that this project would have been able to move forward. Third, I'd like to recognize city staff. Every time there's a grant application, city staff works tirelessly to get that work done. It's very fitting that we're standing here the week before Memorial Day. I know Kristen is here somewhere. These grant applications were due the weekend of Memorial Day every year, and staff put in tremendous effort through those weekends to get that done, so I want to acknowledge them. Last but certainly not least, the teams at these two institutions, led by Kirsten and Donna. Thank you so much for the relentless advocacy and work that you do on behalf of these institutions. Obviously, their staff and board members are an integral part of that, so congratulations and thank you to them as well. As was mentioned, this campus, these two institutions were really the work of some visionaries in the history of the city. Theodore and Gertrude Case, Walter Long, Julia Schweinfurth. I'm happy that we collectively can help write the next chapter of these institutions and make them impactful for generations to come. Thank you.
And our final speaker is another elected official, City Councilor Christina Calarco, who also happens to be the Cayuga Museum's board president.
With the Schweinfurth growing and strengthening with the culmination of the West End Arts Campus. The bitterness is that come September, my time here will be coming to an end. However, as a recently elected city councilwoman, I will still be able to play a supportive role not only for the West End Arts Campus, but for all of our historic and cultural sites. Before concluding, I want to thank everyone for their support on this project. Thank you to the citizens of Auburn. I know they came out and voted for us and supported us when we were in the initial planning stages. The City of Auburn for their continued support and recognition that these types of projects matter, historic and cultural sites matter. To New York State for granting us the DRI, to the Schweinfurth for the incredible collaborative effort that has taken place, to the rest of the board for their hard work and willingness to get things done, and last but not least, the staff that has done so much of the heavy lifting to make this project possible. Kirsten, Jeff, Haley, Karen, your dedication and heart to this project and to the museum is more than ever can be asked for or expected. We are truly lucky to have you. Thank you all.
key with everything that we do, but particularly with this project. We are doing a lot of collaborative things already, such as an exhibit that's on the second floor of the Schweinfurth that features 90 paintings from the Cayuga Museum's collection. So if you haven't seen that yet, it's pretty great in my opinion, so you should check it out. But I did thank you again, and should we do it? Over there?
7,